Now let's talk about how to keep your eyes healthy as you age. What can you do? Are there vitamins that you should be taking or avoiding? Are there foods that you should be eating or avoiding? Are there supplements that you should be taking? And I'm going to cover all of that in this video. But first, what happens to our eyes as we age? Well, we get things like cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, and diabetic retinopathy. But what causes these diseases? Well, it's really not fully understood. It's probably a combination of genetics and environment. But researchers are finding that there are 7 nutrients that if you're deficient in, you can develop a higher risk of getting these eye diseases. And the good news is, you can unlock these nutrients, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So make sure you watch until the end. Number 1. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. Now, most people think that antioxidants are just for fighting free radicals, but vitamin C actually does a lot more. For example, it's involved in over 400 chemical reactions in the body. And one of those reactions is the synthesis of collagen. Collagen is the structural protein that holds our body together. In fact, our eyes have a lot of collagen in them. That's why when you get an eye exam, they put that little puff of air in your eye. What they're trying to look at is the lens and the vitreous gel, which is basically a collagen protein. Vitamin C is also involved in the synthesis of carnitine. Carnitine helps transport fat into your mitochondria so you can produce energy. The interesting thing about vitamin C is it's not really stored in our body. We need a constant supply of vitamin C to help keep our bodies functioning at its best. And you can get that by eating raw fruits and vegetables. However, if you cook your food, you're going to destroy the vitamin C. So make sure you include plenty of raw fruits and vegetables in your diet. If you want to take a supplement, take a whole food-based vitamin C. Number 2, vitamin E. Vitamin E is another powerful antioxidant that works with vitamin C. They work synergistically together. Vitamin E's primary function is to protect cell membranes from being damaged. And again, our eyes have a lot of cell membranes. The retina, for example, has a lot of cell membranes, and it's very sensitive to oxidation. That's why vitamin E is important for protecting against macular degeneration. Vitamin E also has anti-inflammatory properties, and it's involved in protecting against cataracts. Now, vitamin E is stored in our body, primarily in our fat cells, so you don't need a constant supply. Just make sure you get enough. A good source of vitamin E is sunflower seeds and avocados. If you want to take a supplement, take tocopherols. They're more active than regular tocopherols. Number 3, omega-3 fatty acids. These are essential fatty acids that are critical for brain health, heart health, and yes, eye health. There are 2 essential fatty acids that we need to consume on a regular basis because our body cannot make them. Those are DHA and EPA, which are found in fish. Now, DHA is a big component of the retina. In fact, it's highly concentrated in the macula, which is the part of the eye that allows us to see fine detail. Studies show that people with macular degeneration have less DHA in their eyes. Now, in addition to eating fish, you can also get DHA through microalgae. This is a good source of vegan omega-3. Number 4, zinc. Zinc is an essential trace mineral that's involved in hundreds of chemical reactions. It helps support our immune system, helps make proteins, and it even helps make melanin, which is the pigment that protects our eyes from being damaged by light. Zinc is also necessary for vitamin A metabolism, which is important for night vision. Unfortunately, 2 billion people worldwide are deficient in zinc. And if you're deficient in zinc, you can develop something called zinc ophthalmia, which is essentially a cloudy cornea. But you can prevent this by eating oysters, crab meat, lobster, beef, organ meats, or even pumpkin seeds. Number 5, lutein and zeaxanthin. These are 2 carotenoids that are highly concentrated in the macula. They act as antioxidants, protecting the macula from oxidation, and they also filter out harmful blue light. Unfortunately, most of the macular degeneration studies have used zeaxanthin, which is a synthetic version of zeaxanthin. So make sure you take the natural form, which is found in egg yolks, and also marigold petals contain lutein and zeaxanthin. Number 6, vitamin D. Vitamin D is really important for eye health. In fact, studies show that people who have higher levels of vitamin D tend to have a lower risk of developing macular degeneration. Now, the problem is 42% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D, and that's because we don't get enough sun. In fact, only 10 to 20 minutes of sun exposure is needed each day to meet our vitamin D needs. Other ways to increase vitamin D is by eating fatty fish or taking a supplement. But no matter how you get your vitamin D, make sure you also take vitamin K2 with it, because vitamin D and K2 work together. And number 7 is vitamin A. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin that's important for many things, including vision. In fact, vitamin A deficiency is the leading cause of preventable blindness worldwide. Vitamin A is important for many things, but one of its functions is to help make rhodopsin, which is the pigment that's involved in our ability to see in low light. But the key with vitamin A is to make sure you get the natural forms, which are found in liver, egg yolks, butter, and fish eggs. Avoid the synthetic forms of vitamin A, which are made from petroleum. Now that you know what nutrients are necessary for good eye health, find out how to unlock these nutrients to save your eyesight as you age. And for that information, click here.